Welcome back, guys. So I had something else planned today to talk about. I was going to talk about Rosetta and the opening and stuff. However, we have something very funny. I need to readjust this down just a skosh more. There we go. The salt is real on this one. It's great. So let's talk about this for a second. A few months back-ish, earlier this year, Wizards decided that they were going to redo the ban lists, right? They're like, we're only going to do it at a set day and time, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's like, oh, cool, this could be terrible, bad, good. Who knows? And they kept to it for quite a while. Man, I need a haircut. Holy crap. I'm looking like a woolly mammoth up in this bitch. I said bish because it doesn't count because YouTube algorithms. Haha. Anyway, but the ban lists were great, right? Like it was, semi-consistent. Like everyone knew who had a plan around it. It was fairly obvious. And I'm sure there's probably some clause in there where like, we reserve the right to do like exceptional bans or whatever. However, today... much to many, many people's dismays, slightly my own, but not too bad. Mine's more monetary reasons, because I did have a couple of jeweled lotuses that I hadn't listed yet, but whatever. Sold them already, lost like $80, feels bad, whatever. Nah, don't care. They banned Mana Crypt, Dockside Extortionist, Jeweled Lotus, and Nadu. And the exact reasoning is because they ramp so heavily, so fast, so early, it's effectively pay more to win mana. Like, you can tutor the Mana Crypt and you just win the game. You can drop the Jeweled Lotus, get your commander out, and you win the game. Like, it enables so many infinite combos now because of the constant power creep that they're like, well, this has officially become a major problem now. They are in every deck, literally, and competitive. We need to fix this. Understandable. Do I actually care about the bans? Not really. Sold the Mana Crypts from Double Masters that I pulled. Those are long gone. Sold the Mana Crypts from the collection ages ago. Same thing with the Lotuses. I think I just had 2 Jeweled Lotuses left. So for me personally, I don't really have a huge net L win gain on this one, but the only thing that really bothers me about it is the fact that they took the time to make a specific announcement about a ban that was out of cycle, and they're just like, surprise! And they just banned these cards that are like colossally important to tons of people's decks. Now, I get the crowd that's like, oh, well, it's not fair, it's so expensive, and blah, blah, blah. And, the part of me is like, work harder, pay for your cards. But then also the other part of me is like understanding where I'm like, okay, I kind of get like where you're feeling. You don't want to fork out $350 to run your pirate deck optimized for 3 cards. Because Jeweled Lotus was floating around 90. Mana Crypt was like 180 to 200, depending on the day. Dockside was like 50 to 70, depending on the day and version you got. So I get... from a financial perspective, as a player, it feels terrible to need to purchase these cards to be remotely competitive against all these other people that also have these cards. Because being honest, if you walk into a EDH tournament and your deck doesn't have a Jeweled Lotus in it, you're trolling. If you're playing Pirates and your deck didn't have Dockside, you were trolling. So... there's a certain perspective that I understand from that point of view, right? Like they wanted to recreate / readjust the format, kind of get some better mana bases going, different priorities. Now, what does this mean for me personally, and how do I feel about it? I feel like overall, honestly, it's a net positive. These cards were absolutely bananas powerful. They were to the point of being, like I said, auto-included or trolling. And that's not really fair to people that want to just play and want to have a more diverse format. So I respect that they're trying to keep the Commander format rotating and moving and changing. However, I don't respect how they did it because they specifically redid the banned announcement cycles to not do this, which was random drops of bans. For cards that were as expensive and as necessary as those were, I feel like it would have been proper to at least do it within the standard ban announcement cycle window. Just so that, at least then it's not like a, hey, left field, surprise, you know, like Reddit's up in arms about this, Twitter's up in arms, or sorry, X is up in arms about this. I'm sure there's Facebook groups that are already exploding and lit up. I know for a fact a bunch of chats that I'm in at work / not at work, outside of work, etc. People are livid. Like, they're mad. But again, understandable that they're upset because they spent $300 to $400 on those cards and they just watched them get deleted today. Jeweled Lotus went from $90, $85-ish down to $43. Mana Crypt has been selling, that was previously $180 to $200. It is now selling at $70. And it will continue to go down because they are banned. And it doesn't matter how many people buy these at $70. I am telling you this as financial, not advice recommendations. This is what the hypothetical me would tell the hypothetical you to avoid being, you know, angry-eyed or whatever. I don't want people pissed at me. Don't buy the sinking ship. If you have them and want to keep them to play in an unrestricted format with friends, keep them. If you are attempting to buy up a steal of a deal for Mana Crypts right now because you think 70 is ridiculously too cheap because it's still available on Legacy, I hate to tell you this, but Legacy has very strong mana bases, aka Moxes, Duels, etc. There are other things people can slot in for infinite combos. They do not necessarily need Mana Crypt. That format is also very not alive. It's on life support, so that format is not going to swing the price of cards like Modern, Standard, or Commander will, or even Pioneer for that matter. So please do not think, hey, I can go buy 100 Jeweled Lotuses for $40, hold the market up, and in 3 months sell them for $70. I would not do that with if I had $1 billion. If I had $1 million, I wouldn't do it. If I had any amount of money to my name, I would not be contributing it to buying out cards that were just recently banned. I debated buying Furies just because, like, they got down to like $1. But again, like, it's a banned card for a reason. Like, we don't know when it's going to get unbanned. How long do you want to tie up the money for it? And there's also the chance that Wizards is like, hey, so we realize that everyone and their mother is pissed off about this. We're actually going to walk this back and unban Jeweled Lotus because it's like the most reasonable of the three that we banned for. Because I guess Nadu was in there too, but it's the most reasonable of the four that we banned. Yay! So sorry, I'm just laughing because, like, I'm also like a bit of a troll, so like I enjoy this from the standpoint of like the utter just trollery that is happening right now. It feels like such a troll move by WoTC to ban a Commander only card that was sold in Commander only products, that is sold in Commander only products, to be banned from the only format it was usable in, which is Command. Like, it's like so funny to me. And then like just the sheer outrage of this card being banned because of how good it is just so funny to me. I'm just like, it's a funny time. But, you know, I think we'll see where do I think these are going to settle? I think Jeweled Lotus is going to drop into I think I could see it dropping into the 5-10 range and just kind of chilling there because, like, it's banned, but, like, it is really good. So I can also see people just, like, they just want it for an unrestricted format at home with friends and family, which is fine. Mana Crypts, I honestly see it dropping into probably, like, if I had to wager a guess, I'd say, like, $50 to $70 because it does have a place in Legacy. It is available in that format, which means there is going to be a certain amount of demand for it, but I don't think the demand is strong enough to support that card anywhere near $100 now. Dockside, being candid, I think that's going to be bulk at some point in the near future. It's not good anymore because it's not usable in the only format it's usable in. So that'll also be a $3, $4, $5 card probably in a unrestricted format meant for casual friends and family, which would turn into a not so casual friends and family event because you're playing Dockside and Jeweled Lotus, and then you're just, you know, knifing each other at the throat. But oh man, it's so funny to me. I love it. And then Nadu was already like a $2 card anyway, because like everyone's known this is gonna be banned. Play it while you can. It's $2. Everyone gets it, sells it instantly. Like that was never gonna be an expensive card because it's just been everyone knew. It was so ridiculous on release that everyone knew. Like the best players were calling for a ban. Non-best players were calling for a ban. Draft people were calling for... Everyone was like, this card's broken, ban it, please. So the pricing reflected that, which is fair. Jeweled Lotus, $5-10. The Mana Crypt, probably 50 to 70. And then what the heck was the fourth one banned? And Dockside. Yeah, so probably around that $4, $5, $3 range again, honestly. These cards only had a home in a singular format. So now that they're banned from their singular format, you're just like, ouch, rug pull. Ah, man. But yeah, it's such a funny time to be alive, gents and lady watching my videos, because I love my wife. Just the sheer hilarity of this is just so great to me. And it was a very clear targeted ban because cards were too expensive and people were salty about that. And you know what? I don't disagree with that, but I also think that fundamentally that it's kind of a bad reason to ban things. Just because it's expensive doesn't mean you should ban it. Like the One Ring right now, right? Ridiculously overpowered. Like it probably should be changed to just not be indestructible the minute it's played, and it would be a substantially more balanced card. But the fact that it has like protection, like it's like does it all. And it was in the super expensive specialty set, Lord of the Rings. Clearly WoTC was pumping the set. They wanted that set to do very well. I'm guessing there was probably some backroom deals to make sure that it did do very well. And, certain cards reflect that. Like Orcish Bowmasters probably also should have been banned very, very long time ago. But again, these two cards were not banned because they didn't want to ban a currently in-cycle product or whatever, which is fair. So, like, it does feel like a little bit of a double standard to ban cards from a format that's expensive because they're expensive. Everyone knows Commander's ridiculously expensive. Like, unless you're playing a casual EDH deck where it's $200, $300, $400, and even then, that's arguably expensive. But granted, you can build EDH decks for like $60 to $100. I know of people that do it. It's like a budget format for it. They still are very playable. You can also just go buy a Commander deck that's pre-made for between 15, I'm sure 15 might be a low, between like 19, $20 and probably 100 plus if you want to go buy some of the expensive ones, because there's some from like 2016, 18, 19, 15 era that are $300, $400 a deck. Totally okay. However, banning cards because they're expensive is a terrible move. I would have rather have seen Wizards reslot those cards into a new Masters product. And again, like this would have been like the monetary play for them. Slot it into a new Masters product, downgrade the rarity from Mythic to Rare, and print the living crap out of it and just see how it does. And maybe the fact that it's just everywhere, it becomes so prevalent that everyone's like, this has to be banned. And maybe that's how that rolls. Maybe it's not, but it's just interesting to me. And I genuinely do wonder, was the ban reason a monetary reason, or was it okay, well, everyone's playing these. Not everyone plays Pirates, so Dockside's kind of a joke on that one, I feel. But again, maybe every red deck's just slotting Dockside because it's just so good. I don't know. I don't really follow the meta that much. I do follow it briefly from time to time, once in a while, but not actively and heavily, because again, I'm so busy. I do not have time to record 3 videos a week, travel for shows, do the sorting, do mass openings, rinse, repeat, handle commissions. I don't have time to do all of this stuff I do. And on top of that, go stay and play Commander and keep up with Commander and keep up with Standard, keep up with Flesh and Blood, keep up with like all the formats and games that I play. Like it's physically impossible for me to keep up with everything in a single day. However, when game-breaking / changing news drops, like 2 of the arguably best mana-based cards in Commander get banned, heck yeah, I'm going to make a video about it and laugh my ass off, because this is freaking hysterical. The absolute salt is just so great to me. And like, I feel bad for the people that are getting burned by it. Because like I just don't keep anything that expensive. Like I list it, move it, list it, move it, list it, move it. Like if I get it, it goes. I get it, it goes. In and out, in and out. Like I changed that mindset earlier this year, and like it kind of saved me a ton of money on Mana Crypts. Like So it's just I feel bad for the people that got wrecked on this one, but like generally it's pretty funny for me because it really does just feed the salty troll inside of me, which is great. So on that note, guys, have a great day, have lots of fun. Make sure you sell your jeweled Lodi Mana Crypt commander decks that are now worth pennies on the dollar. Ripperoni Rex your surprise ban list announcement, and I guess have a great Monday. Wednesday we have a spicy Rosetta opening, and you know what, we're gonna do another Rosetta opening on Friday probably, because holy crap, this set slaps. Like, dang. LSS, nice. And hey, LSS sticks to their ban list announcements. They don't have surprise ones. It's crazy they do that. You should check out Flesh and Blood. Bye.